Hi, my name's Martin. I'm from the United Kingdom, well, Manchester specifically. I've been in Korea for 8.5 years now. I teach at a school here in Bucheon, and I also am the chairman of the Seoul Sunday Football League as well, so quite a busy schedule during the week. I came to Korea 8.5 years ago due to a friend of mine who I was traveling with had been here before and said what an amazing experience it was and wanted to come back. So I thought to myself, if it's such a good place for my friend to come a second time, then it must be worth a shout. And from the moment I came to Seoul, I realized what a good idea it was. I arrived in Korea at Incheon Airport at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning and was driven into the city to stay at a hotel in Myeongdong. I spent the afternoon walking around Incheon and Myeongdong and was just amazed at what a wonderful, vibrant and busy city it was. And this was on a Sunday. I'd say my first impression of Seoul was that it was a city that never sleeps. I spent the whole evening shopping in Myeongdong and eating galbi at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was certainly a very big difference from the UK, something I'd not experienced before. There are so many differences between Seoul and major cities in the UK, London or Manchester where I'm from. First and foremost has to be safety. It's such a safe city to live in. Everybody's very friendly, everybody takes care of you and goes out of their way to help you. Second, public transportation. Here it's so fast, it's so efficient and it's so cheap as well. It's an eighth of the price of the subway system and the bus system in the UK. There's so many differences in terms of the size of the city and the buildings, the skyscrapers. It's just a wonderful city to live in. After my first day in Seoul, I decided that I was going to stay here for at least a couple of months and maybe a year. After the first 2 months here, I decided that I was going to stay for a long time. Now, I am a member and part of a business here in Seoul, teaching in this school. I also got married last year as well, so my idea is that I will be here for at least the next 20 or 30 years. It's a city and an atmosphere that is very easy to find yourself caught up in quite quickly. And due to the nature of the city, the expat community, and how everything and up-to-date everything is here in this city, you can easily find yourself saying, yeah, I'm going to put down roots here and stay here for a long time. So as I said, I'm the chairman of the Seoul Sunday Football League, and that is the soccer league here in Seoul. It's an expat-based community, but it also deals with Korean teams as well. We have 20 teams based over 3 divisions, mixed of purely expat teams, Korean teams, and then Korean and expat teams mixed. I got involved in the league 8 years ago as a player. And then about 5 years ago, I came onto the executive committee as a discipline officer. And then 3 years ago, became the chairman of the league. It's a great community to be part of. All of the local bars in the area sponsor teams. So there's a great camaraderie both between the bars and the players and the teams. It's a healthy rivalry. And players of each team like to spend time in the bar afterwards, mix together, have a few drinks, and a laugh about some of the great goals and some of the mishaps that we see on a Sunday. There's so many amazing places in this city, and because of the city's structure, it's changing all the time, regenerating. Your opinion on what could be your favourite places could probably change on a monthly basis. For me, they've stayed pretty standard though, from the time that I first arrived. First of all, I would say Bonggeunsa Temple in downtown Seoul, which is just across the road from COEX. It's a real oasis of calm in a city that's so vibrant and bustling, especially by COEX. To be able to go into the temple area, which is right in the heart of the city, and just hear monks chanting and a little bit of praying, it's a beautiful experience. On top of that, I would say Namsan Tower, purely because of its being central location. It's right in the heart of the city, and you've got 360-degree views of the whole city, which is an amazing thing to see. And also it has private areas for running and for cycling, which is exercise, and it's something I'm quite into. Which then brings me on to probably my third favourite place, which is the Han River. It's a huge expanse of river that cuts straight through the middle of the city. There's tons of water sports on there, if that's what you're into, wakeboarding and water skiing. And then there's 200 kilometers of bike paths that run either side of the river, so you can really get your exercise on. Seoul is a fast changing city, and as a result of that, businesses are changing all the time. There's new businesses coming into town. So there's very massive amount of unique opportunities here for expats coming into the city. For me, being able to be a part of a local school here that I have in Busan and opening up was a very unique experience. Secondly, being part of the Football League as a chairman was something that I never considered doing back in the UK. But also small businesses, bars, restaurants, they're changing all the time, and there's much more of a Western influence on the food here. So I think there's so many unique opportunities for owning a business, and then also just being part of an expat community, which obviously if you live in the UK or you live in the US, you're not part of, so it's not as tight-knit community. I'd have to say to all the people from around the world who are thinking about the opportunity to come to South Korea, whether it be to teach or to travel initially, or they're being relocated here for business, it's such a unique opportunity. It's such a diverse city. It's such a fast-paced environment, but it's also very safe. It's very friendly, and the expat community here really brings you in and looks after you, so you don't feel out of place. One of the biggest things that people say about living in a different country is the things that they miss from home. We have everything here. Bars that are open for the football, food, all the favourite foods from home you can get here. So you really, as soon as you land, you feel very comforted and you don't feel out of place. So I would say an expat community that takes care of you, a wonderful experience to do something new. I don't see why you wouldn't get on a plane and come right now.